My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 1st, 2024. It is 2:14 a.m. This is part 2. Now, I have some more tweets to share with you, so I decided to separate the video into two. This is the back end. Let's go on Twitter. And that was the last tweet that I share with you. Now, I only have 4 tweets to share with you on this, but most of them are videos. Okay? And many of them, I think 2 or 3 of them, or maybe the last one only, is a thread. Okay, so we're gonna focus on those videos. And I think this one is a tweet. Okay, some of them are just regular tweet and some of them have videos in it. Okay, so let's go to the first one. Only 4 tweets, so hopefully this video is not that long. Okay, Mr. Dampier said that unofficial visit conducted by the pair could blunder into a diplomatic incident if the couple says or do the wrong thing. You mean this? Okay, Harry and Meghan, Nigeria. Okay, so someone must have put something out giving a warning. Oh my God, these people are sick in the head. That's what it must be. Okay, because he's quoting that whoever said that. Mr. Dampier said that an official visit conducted by the pair could blunder, but they invited them. They invited them. They're not working for you guys. So people are not supposed to go visit other places? What the hell is this? This is the kind of chokehold they want to put on the rest of the world. They're really displaying it with Harry and Meghan right there. What in the name? Okay, they need to be definitely abolished. My God. Okay, Mr. Dampier said that an official visit conducted by the pair could blunder into a diplomatic incident. What kind of incident are they talking about? If the couple say or do the wrong thing. You mean this? Harry and Meghan? Look at them. Put kids behind the... Go on PYTE. I think was it PYTE or it could be on this channel? I think it's PYTE where I talk about this. Okay, culture royal family. Jamaica tells Prince William Kate that it planned to become a republic. Okay, there's me here. Well, keep in mind what was happening leading to Queen Elizabeth II's death. Harry and Meghan visit to the UK, then Germany, then bam, Queen Elizabeth II died. How were Harry and Meghan received prior to Queen Elizabeth's death? And I point down here, meaning that image here. Okay, I'll go into the images later. And now compare the pics versus the videos. That's the video on part 1. I'll share it again for the sake of this video, but I'm just gonna share one of the videos. If you want to see the entire thread, go on part 1 because I went through all of them. Thank God I did, so I don't have to suffer through it again here. All right, and now compare the pics versus the video. Okay, these people are sick in the head. They will do anything for claps. Okay, so this is when Harry and Meghan, they leading up to the Germany Invictus. I believe this was 2022. So Meghan and Harry went to One Young World, and this is something Meghan was part of before Harry. I learned that. Okay, so she did a speech. Where do I have it? Probably on PYTE, that video.
Meghan, thank you. As Meghan said, whilst the next 4 days are life-changing and important, it's what you do afterwards that truly matters. And we now invite these wonderful councillors to leave the stage and give them that huge cheer. Thank you to the 2022 councillors. Councillors, you may leave the stage.
I'm glad that happened. Other side. Awesome job. Loved it.
Okay? Hello, darling.
Okay, so there's Mason in the back here. All right, and there's security. All right, so now after One Young World, they went to Germany. This is how Germany received them.
After this, it's I know. Can we take a picture with her? She loves it. Great. Wait. But I'm so wait. All of us. How do I turn it up?
Is it friendly? Yeah.
You had all these people waiting for them, and they did not like it. Okay, so there's all of that. Okay, they turned the smile into a frown. They didn't want that for them. This is what they want for them. Them meaning the institution, the heir, and the spare, and all the others. All right, this is for them. But Harry and Meghan, no, they cannot get. Even the freaking red carpet, they were complaining for in the comment section. I just can't believe what I was reading. Because they put a red carpet. You could see the red carpet here. I think I have it on the next picture. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so that's part of the red carpet. This is how they received them. Okay, they did not like that. So they want to make sure to turn that smile into a frown. Who was the next person to go? All right, so there's that. You could put one in my humble opinion. Now, this is the video that I made the comparison with. Okay, I'm just going to show the first one. I may not even show the entire thing. If you want to see the entire thing, go to part 1. Okay, I'm just going to go forward really quickly. This is the crowd that he has now. Okay, so they're not happy about that. Okay, that's the crowd. And then this is the other one. This is their crowd. School children, pre-K probably. That's their crowd. Or his crowd or something. All right, and there's another one who gave him flowers or something. This is their crowd. All right, so that's that. Let's read some of the comments. Let's go back. We went through that. Okay, nonsense as usual. They need to realize this trip has nothing to do with them. Stop trying to ride Harry and Meghan's coattail. All right, what's the worst thing that could happen? Nigeria is saying they want to remove the monarch from their head of state. Oh, wait. All right, let me see that comment here. Okay, I cannot see it. They probably deleted. All right, I just came from there. What does that mean? They're not working royals. Why not Dampier ignore them? Focus on AI generated KKK instead of trying to constantly whine about them, even letting out there's that the wind. Okay, that they could do anything to tap this disaster. Okay, what does the word even mean? Only time I hear is being Dampier around is from the UK. LOL. There's that here. Okay, I'm reading everything. Okay, it was the Jamaican military that wanted the prince and princess to ride in the open jeep. Oh, they're making excuse now. Where are the other photos showing the football match? That was the fence. The people were behind. Okay, they want to. Obviously, they will do other things, but it still happened. This is the thing here. You cannot rewrite history. It still happened. This is the excuse that they want to put. Can they say no? I don't want to do that. It might portray something. They didn't say a damn thing. They did it anyway. And you have Edward, for instance. That's a different outing that they did. Okay, standing, on that podium like in the military thing. Okay, it still happened. But anyway, giving the plaque as a picture of them as present. Next tweet. So there's that here. Are they effing stupid? Okay, Nigeria probably has them guarded 24/7 because they are literally pulling out all the staff to have them there. To invite them and not have proper security is insane. Harry would have never agreed to it had he not been happy with their security level. I'm sure they discuss all of that, and he probably will send his team to make sure to assess the place first. Okay, so there's that here. And let me not say okay, so I guess this is where the thing came from, that previous tweet. I'm glad I put in the same video. Okay, because I had a long list and I separated into 2 parts. Okay, Mr. Davis, speaking exclusively to Express that UK, said, quote, "It's strange that the personified the risk factor here and is willing to go to one of the world's most dangerous countries." Wow. Well, I think I responded to that. What makes those places so dangerous? Because these people want to incite hate and division. My goodness, I will want to know the rationale for this visit to what is a very dangerous place. It's none of your business. Look at Harry, even afraid to come to your freaking country, in his own country. You don't want to give him security. So what are you talking about? Now this country said, I'm going to provide you security. So Harry, look at this. He come in New York. He came with his own security. You guys sent people to chase him. This is the thing here. We need to remember. Because they want to incite hate and division and all of that. What happened in New York? The chase? It was started in the UK. There was a headline that was going on. Whoever could get certain pictures, certain way about Harry and Meghan and all that. This is why you saw Meghan then show any sort of expression. Just a little, notch on the side of the lip to show, a slight little smile. But deep inside, they were all mad. Because there was something that put out if they could get a picture of them certain way. And that was why the reason there was a chase. So now the NYPD said when they're coming, they want to know so they could provide them with proper security. And yet you want them to come to the UK. You literally remove their security. You literally remove their security. He fought for that. He made the court review the steps you guys took to remove security. So which means you don't mean well for him. So now all of a sudden, the country that invited them ensured them they will get the security that they need. And now all of a sudden, you concerned? Oh my goodness. All right, so let's continue. He pointed to the Global Peace Index measure of safety, security, conflict, and militarization around the world, which placed Nigeria 144th out of 163 countries. Okay, you had all these people. You had your own top, I don't know, what was his position? Is it cybersecurity type of people who look into things, who had prosecuted people who were after Harry in his own country.
But there were many serious, credible threats against Meghan, were there, emanating from the far right?
Absolutely. If you'd seen the stuff that was written and you were receiving it, the kind of rhetoric that's online, if you don't know what I know, you would feel under threat all of the time.
So you were convinced that there was a genuine threat to Meghan's life on on more than one occasion, on several occasions?
We had teams investigating it. People have been prosecuted for those.
But yet you remove his security. So you guys have no say about security anymore here. So Harry would not agree to go if proper security was not provided. Oh my goodness. These people are freaking ridiculous. Okay. Next. Let me read some of the comments here. Right. The rationale is Nigeria is not full of derangers and white supremacists. They actually love and appreciate Harry and Meghan, unlike Salty Island. That for sure. Spot on. That went Gab shit says whatever they pay him to say. Before Harry and Meghan step back, he talked about the high threat level surrounding them after. when the tabloid were trying to endanger Harry and Meghan's lives as much as possible to gab shit, said Harry and Meghan didn't need security. Yeah, this is the thing here. Well, if an accident happened, then you can bet the palace will be behind it, just like with Princess Diana. So finger crossed, they have 100% top security in place. Alright, so there's me here. Okay, that's all it is. Pretty much the majority of chaos around the globe, they the one who help create them. When there is chaos, they thrive. Said, these people are monsters. They don't know peace. Do you even have to ask that question? The answer is sis, lol. Okay, they have nothing else to report. They're also ridiculous. I mean, we need to take that concern very seriously, because if they're saying it because they, okay, we need to take their word very seriously. They will do anything. Alright, so let me pause this. I'll go over this. I didn't see that coming. Alright, they have nothing else to report. They are ridiculous. I think the UK is extremely dangerous for Harry and Meghan. Thank you. The UK is obsessed with relentless hate for Harry and Meghan, and it's been written about for years. Nigeria at least cares about their safety. The UK has gone to great lengths to remove their security. Okay, they sent Sophie to a war zone without any articles on security other than to call her brave. It seems Safari wasn't racist enough for them, and they've moved on to security. And past tweet, there was a headline regarding was it when they were talking about Harry going to Nigeria? The headline called something about safari or something. All right, and I think it was Omid. Several people retweeted that headline. Omid was one of them, and I think I share it with you. Go on my community board, it's probably there. Okay, even if that article was true, how much does Harry not trust his family and the UK that he feels more comfortable taking them to Nigeria? The fact is, he's trusting his family's safety to this country means that there will be nobody on the face of the earth more heavily protected. The Nigerian army will be in charge of security, not even the police. They shouldn't worry about it. Harry and Meghan will be in a very safe hands. Okay, and some other videos, I share that with you. Some, what is it? I think it was a press release from Nigeria, okay, that talk about that. All right, so there's that. Okay, let's do this video last. Let me pick some from here and up to that video. Okay, even if it's dangerous there, they still prefer to go there than that going to Salty Island. Okay, don't try to use logic with people who want to control every move Harry and Meghan make. Thank you. And this is what I was saying at the beginning of this tweet. They want to control the world and put stupidity on people's head. All right, they are a lost cause. Harry and Meghan left to do their own thing, and people are still upset about something. Just Harry and Meghan existing seems to trigger these people, and this is why I have to say we need to keep on praying for them. Yeah, it bothers them because Harry and Meghan are happy. That's not what they wanted for them. They wanted them to suffer, work at McDonald's, begging for money and all of that. But there's Harry and Meghan who's making their own money, give away their own gem. They make a big deal out of that. And then they are in their own bubble of happiness. Nope, that upset them. Okay? So this is what probably will destroy the monarchy. Harry and Meghan's happiness. Because these people, my goodness, and we need to keep on praying for Harry and Meghan happiness. Okay, the irony of Salt Island, they believe violence is more relevant in a black country. Yep, all right, and yet they will rather go to Nigeria than Salty Island. Also, wasn't Ford Fiesta in a war-torn country? All right, so there's that here. Is he talking about 1900 Nigeria or modern day Nigeria? He obviously has never been there. Referring to Nigeria as safari, really racist British press. Your bitterness is so unattractive. All right, so there's all of that. This looked like somewhere in Florida. All right, this is nice. Okay. I mean, when you look at, you know, let me not go there. It will take another different branch. Never mind. So this is the last tweet for this tweet here. All right. Have they forgotten this? If they could send a 4-month-old someone that was nicknamed Murder Capital at that time, I'm sure Harry and Meghan would be fine with the army behind them. All right, let's see here. 35 seconds. Wow.
With your child, this South Africa tour, Archie being 4 months old, and off we went and we took him with us. And it was the first time that we sort of travelled as a family for official work. It was a real strange experience.
Traditional start to their royal tour, arriving in the Nyanga township, known as the murder capital of South Africa.
A symbolic place for the world's most talked about mixed race couple to make their exit.
The sound is very low, but go on Netflix and watch it, even though I'll still be putting screenshot here. Is that they were mentioning it here. Okay, somewhere probably around here. The murder capital, and you said a 4-month-old. Alright, these people are monsters. Monsters. And then during that tour, we came to find out this is the chaos that I was saying. Even though that wasn't in my mind when I wrote it, is that they're the one who love to create chaos. A fire in Archie's room. How did that happen? Alright, so let's listen to that again somewhere here.
Arriving in the Nyanga township, known as the murder capital of South Africa.
Okay, the murder capital of South Africa. Oh my goodness, when they're describing a black country, they use the most ravaging, negative words you could think of. Alright, so that's that with this tweet. Now let's go to the next tweet. This is why I decided to make this part 2, because I believe now we have some videos and they're pretty long, and I probably will comment on them, and it's gonna take a while. I'm not even gonna read that because there's a video here. Okay, thank you, Mr. James. Hatred. Alright, you could pause and read it. You know what, let me read it anyway, just in case it is different. Hatred and the British obsession with Meghan and Harry. Quote, one of the reasons people cling so stubbornly to hate is that they realize that the moment hate is gone, they're gonna have to deal with pain. The moranically crafted Brits have in store for themselves the pain of knowing that they lost the dignity and respect and hallowed identity of the British monarchy and their stupid competition and dirty fight with Meghan. Meghan came into their home with love. She's a person of color and she has some nuance, but the vile character, the racist mindset, and the diabolical vindictiveness of the UK media and the British monarchy gave the ordinary British to do to Meghan what their ghoulish nature demanded. Meghan is gone. They should keep their hate. Okay, so I don't know if it's James O'Brien who said that, but I read it anyway. I was trying to avoid it, but let's see here. Let me just go into that and then I'll come back out and read some more. Okay, pause. Okay, a must listen. This is so good. Printing here. James nailed it. Alright, 7 minutes. There will, please go onto his YouTube channel and listen to him, because I will stop in between. And that's probably gonna take a while because there's 7 minutes here. If you wanna hear it without me saying a damn thing, go to his channel. Okay?
Deal. Here's the bottom line. Harry and Meghan have become hate figures for much of Britain, never mind the British media, for 2 reasons. The first is James Baldwin's timeless quote. I imagine one of the reasons people cling to their hate so stubbornly is because they sense once hate is gone, they will be forced to deal with pain. And the second reason is that they gave the finger to Fleet Street. And Fleet Street won't accept that. I sometimes wonder whether, if my old man hadn't been made redundant by the Daily Telegraph, I would have been one of the people leading the line of attack on these two. Because when you've got Fleet Street in your blood, when you've got ink in your blood, any attempt to lead your life as if we're not in charge is greeted with absolute fury. Look at what happens if you dare to stand up to the British tabloid media. They will kick you round the room until you're bruised and bloodied, and quite possibly, in the case of the Duchess of Sussex, of course, contemplating the worst possible way out of that level of abuse and unkindness.
And this is something Harry had raised in the Oprah interview. I have that clip. There it is here.
Was the move about getting away from the UK press, because the press is, is everywhere, or was the move because you weren't getting enough support from the firm?
It was both.
Both.
I needed to do this for my family. This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's. and for Archie's as well, because I could see where this was headed.
We'll be sharing exclusive unaired portions of Oprah's interview throughout the broadcast. In this first clip, Prince Harry discusses how he says racism played a role in the couple's decision to leave the UK. Take a look.
Did you leave the country because of racism?
It was a large part of it. I remember that the Centre Bali fundraiser.
Yes.
One of the people at that dinner said to me, "Please don't do this with the media. They will destroy your life." And this person is friends with a lot of the editors and other. And I said, "Sorry, just elaborate. What do you mean by that?" Obviously, I knew. But he said, "You need to understand that the UK is very bigoted." And I stopped and I said, "The UK is not bigoted. The UK press is bigoted, specifically the tabloids. Is that what you mean?" He goes, "No, the UK is bigoted." And I said, I completely disagree. But unfortunately, if the source of information is inherently corrupt or racist or biased, then that filters out to the rest of society.
Okay, back to this now.
And yet they carried on. They refused to buckle. They tried to play by the rules.
Mm-hmm.
They sought the kind of deal that royals have been securing through the ages in their dealings with Fleet Street. They tried to get a kind of a hiatus, a reprieve, a ceasefire, but they didn't. They didn't get it. The palace, for good or for ill, did not come in on behalf of Prince Harry and his wife and demand that the vampires of Fleet Street stop sucking their blood every morning. So they decided to do everything their own way. They decided...
That's right. Even in your point of view, Harry said that too. All right? They try everything in their power and then they try to protect the institution at the same time.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened. But I know, and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
as much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
So what do you say to the people who say that?
But yet, they're relentlessly going after them. I mean, at some point, when do you care about yourself? Okay? So they're trying to protect their sanity and the family that they created, but you keep on going after them. At the end of the day, they have to say, F it, I have to protect myself. Okay, this is when the ship is going down or the plane is going down, they have to put their mask on. And this is what it is now. So let's continue.
To rewrite their own rule book and live entirely by that. They decided that they would not dance to anybody's tune but their own. They are not perfect. They are not infallible. Some of the stuff they do is a little bit silly, but my goodness me, they're brave. Imagine that. Imagine growing up in that goldfish bowl and deciding that you're going to smash the glass and see whether or not you can survive.
This is what I keep on saying about Harry. I do not know how he was able to have the mindset to be completely opposite of these people. O'Brien is 100% right. My goodness. Let's continue.
That's what they can never be forgiven for. And nobody understands this better than the Fleet Street machine that needs the royal family just as much as the royal family needs the Fleet Street machine. That relationship is not parasitic, as I used to think. It's symbiotic. There are lines that will never be crossed. And if the unexpected or the unprecedented happens, then the reaction will be negotiated. How can we possibly live in a land where the late Queen's second son, Andrew Windsor, is treated more gently and more quietly, calmly, insert whatever adverb you prefer.
And not only that, they were trying to compare. This is the nonsense with these people. They were trying to play with people's mind. Trying to compare Harry's behavior with Prince Andrew. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? throughout this barrage of BS, they're trying to compare Harry's, or whenever Harry's doing something, they put Andrew into it, or if Andrew is on the headline, they attach Harry into it. I'm like, what the hell? There's no comparison. It's like apple and oranges. No comparison at all. My goodness. And then the thing is that this is why it was necessary for Princess Diana to tell her side of the story. Because without her telling her side of the story, we will not have something to go by, to know what she was going through, and to have an idea what the palace was capable of doing. Because if Princess Diana had stayed similar to, what's the other one, Wallis Simpson, okay, not too long ago I did a video, I share a thread with you about her, where they talk about her saying that she was going through some stuff deep inside, she stayed quiet and all that. We never get her side of the story. So if Princess Diana didn't come out and tell us her side of the story, what she was going through, how she was dealing with it, we will never understand. So now we have a blueprint to go by, and this is why we say we have to pray for them. Okay, so let's continue.
Than her youngest grandson, or rather the king's youngest son, the current king's youngest son. How can we possibly live in a land where Andrew Windsor is talked of in the same breath as Prince Harry? Think about that for a minute. That's been done because of a deal, whether implicit or explicit, between the royal family and the Fourth Estate, the media, the newspapers. You can keep your access, you can come on your tours, we'll answer your questions, but the other lad, he's out of favour now.
Okay, not only that, you have freaking priests coming out to defend a pedophile. Okay? And then where was that priest to defend Meghan and Harry? Never seen a thing about that. My goodness. And I'm glad O'Brien is raising that, because this is ridiculous. And the thing is with the institution, each time they put a plan out, thinking that smearing Meghan's name will somehow, it did work for a while, but they refused to change. The institution refused to change their ways, and they keep on putting band-aid after band-aid on top of their BS, and then they continue doing the same BS. So at some point, you know, the band-aid will no longer work. So they were using Harry, Meghan in particular, for their band-aid. All they had to do was speak up. Okay, put a stop. They didn't even have to go beyond, you know, I don't know, however it works, but put something out to tell the press to stop. But they did absolutely nothing. On top of it, they help the tabloid to go after them after Harry and Meghan said, I'm done with this BS. They sent their people after them in Canada. This is unforgivable. So let's continue. But each time they try a plan, okay, it backfired. And this time it's going to be backfired big time.
And his wife, open season. You can do whatever the hell you want with her. You can write what you want, you can say what you want, you can print what you want, you can broadcast whatever you want about her. I know what you're thinking. Didn't exactly end well, where we gave you the same free pass on Harry's mum. But hey ho, the world has turned. That's that memory has faded a bit. So open season on Meghan.
That's right. That faded a bit. This is what we should have been talking about while Charles and that horse next to him is right there on the position that they are in. But instead, those headlines we are seeing right now is their master plan to shift the things to what we are seeing. Go on video 1, part 1. Okay? Where we're talking about the missing princess and how the chasing prior to meeting him and all of that. They're the one who's creating the headlines. Who knows? Whatever. Allegedly. Let's continue.
Meghan Markle, write what you want, say what you want, do what you want. So they did. And they continue to do so, which is why even today, the front pages of every newspaper are somehow turning the fact that they are more interesting than his brother and sister-in-law into something of which they are guilty. Netflix trailer steals the spotlight from Wales's. It's absolutely pathetic. Breathtakingly pathetic, actually.
I didn't see that one.
That the machine, the war machine of Fleet Street is now so devoid of justification for its bile that they're claiming the release date of a Netflix film is a declaration of war. And you know what? I hope it is. I hope it is, because if my wife had been treated like his wife has been treated, all bets would be off. If I had gone to my brother and asked him to help me protect my wife from the kind of abuse that Meghan Markle has been exposed to, and that abuse seeps from mainstream media to social media and drips into every corner of Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and my brother had turned around to me and said, yeah, well, there it is. I'd be declaring war.
Yeah.
If this was 400 years ago, I'd be raising a flag on Hounslow Heath and contemplating a coup for the crown. But those days are over. The prize today is just PR. The prize today is public image. And here, finally...
I'm glad he's saying that. This is what I said in one of the videos, the thumbnails. He's a freaking traitor. Okay, you had Harry helping the people of the UK, and then to go and backstab your own brother like that? He's pardon. But let's continue.
Is the question. It's just envy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of the attacks upon Prince Harry and his wife, whether they're coming from within the palace, on the record, off the record, nowhere near the record, or whether it's coming from Fleet Street, is because they're simply better at everything.
That's right.
They're better at PR. They're more media savvy. They're more articulate. They're more empathetic. Crucially, they're more accomplished.
More articulate. That's the part here. You know what I'm thinking of. All right, let me move it back.
The whole point of the attacks upon Prince Harry and his wife, whether they're coming from within the palace, on the record, off the record, nowhere near the record, or whether it's coming from Fleet Street, is because they're simply better at everything. They're better at PR. They're more media savvy. They're more articulate. They're more empathetic. Crucially, they're more accomplished. Look at their careers. Compare their careers. They're more accomplished and they're more attractive. So here is the real sin of Harry Windsor, and this only occurred to me last night. It's box fresh. I'm going to throw open the phone lines and you can kick it to pieces if you want on 0345 6060973. But the real reason for the hatred, the viciousness, and this astonishing level of abuse is because they make a complete mockery of royalty itself. The idea that he gets the top job and he sits in the sidecar for the rest of his life is absolutely absurd. But we can never ever admit that because it shakes the very foundations of the royal family. So, do you think that the real reason why Prince Harry and his wife have been turned into public enemies numbers 1 and 2 in this country is because...
And the worst thing is, this is the thing here. The institution had the best of them. They had them. And if they had worked with Harry and Meghan, can you imagine the global level of that institution? Can you imagine? But no, they didn't see it that way. It has to be them when they have absolutely nothing in their head. Just hate, just give them money for doing absolutely nothing. Clap for me for doing absolutely nothing. And cheer for them for absolutely nothing. That's it. And you had Harry and Meghan who were willing to work for them for free. Even Harry said that, to work for free for them. They said no. Go because you're taking the freaking spotlight away from them. Okay, they left. They went to as far as hiring someone to write a document to make sure he's completely out. And then Harry, who's still trying to help them, asked a judge to review it.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
as much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
So what do you say to the people who say that
which I said in some other videos, has to go with along with the institution. If the institution want you out, it's like your boss is firing you, whatever reason that your boss may have, he has the right to fire you. So which is what just happened to Harry and Meghan. They wrote the document and want him out. And now Harry is asking, look, due to the fact that, because with their situation, there's two parts to it. There's the working part as well, and there's the family part, the business part and the family part. So Harry said, you remove me as the business part, but I'm still family. I need security because the level of our family in that country, I need security. They said no. So Harry asked the judge to review it. So the judge had to go with the heir. At that time, yeah, with the king, the heir back then, and then the spare, William. So there it is. Now they go on their own, doing their own thing. They still upset at it. Okay, so now you got, for your pettiness, now people's eyes are open. There's Harry and Meghan not receiving a dime from taxpayers. The only tax that they get is because they have the Archewell, they have a tax bracket where they could, as an organization, they could get tax credit for it. Okay? You could look more into it. I'm not into tax things, so you could look more into the full details. Okay? But for their well-being, for the, a roof over their head, for paying their bills and all of that, they're doing it on their own. So now when the people start have enough of your shenanigan and decided and said they don't want you anymore, the same way you said you don't want Harry and Meghan, what are you gonna do when the money is not coming in every day? Because the palace, the people might want those palaces to bring money in into to the country so people could go and visit, turn them into a museum. These people, they don't think logically. Okay, so let me read some of these here. Definitely nailed it. Story come to bump. Now the British media, well, at least one part of it, admits that the royal family and the British newspapers are colluding to target, bully, and smear Meghan and Harry. The British people will refuse to hear you, though keep repeating it. Okay, say it loud for the folks and overflow. Alright, it's because he's more accomplished than Prince William. It's because she's more beautiful, accomplished, charismatic, and Kate Middleton. Alright, so there's some comment here. James' analysis is absolutely powerful and its accuracy. Okay, the most disturbing aspect of this is how hateful human beings have become with one another. That, yeah, sadly, yeah. So there's all of that. Mainstream media control the narrative. Yeah, it's true. Okay, media get away with lying, harassing, manipulating public opinion, and these two people must be brave as anyone to stand up and say just how they see it. Media is destroying hope for the future. Okay, debasing integrity for what? Okay, Harry and Meghan, 7 takeaway from their Netflix series. Okay, can I ask you a question? Do you believe Michael Jackson is innocent? Okay, that's a completely different story. Let me leave that alone. Alright, on point, Sir James O. Shine the light on nepotism and Fleet Street as well. No wonder it's a steam. Okay, it's the steaming pile of crap. There's that. You know, to be honest, yeah, this is true. Because they expect the doors for parents who have worked hard to be in the position that they are in. So some of their children, you know, they get the door open for them without doing anything. And then once they get in, they just spew out some BS nonsense. So that's probably that. And then they have their connection to continue all of that. The same BS. Oh, come on. Okay, truth, bullseye. Okay, after this, that's it. Spot on, Mr. James O. I've been saying that to family and friends from the attacks. So well said, thank you. How can there not be jealous and competition when your entire existence depends on the one at the top and their favor? But the thing is that Harry should have been the one who been jealous. But Harry's not jealous. But instead, there was Harry. Since he was a kid, they made him believe you are the spare. You will be there to help the brother. That's all he has been doing. but the brother feel like he should get everything. When I mean everything, everything. You think of something, that's for him. Rhinos and elephants. I'm laughing about it because I was reading in video 1. Okay, so Harry is making things with his own 2 hands and his brain, creating things and making things for himself. So if William is that jealous of that, after everything is laid bare for him, so he's gonna have to pick something he's passionate about, which Harry has been telling him. Pick something you're passionate about and then focus on it. But what William and the rest of the institution like to see is that finished product. You know, when you see musicians, let's say for instance, okay, let's pick a soccer player, Beckham for instance. Okay, for us to know him by name and recognize him on television or anything like that, the work that he had to do as a soccer player from childhood up to professional level, it's a lot of work. And then from there you get to see the finished product. You don't get to see the training, all the drills that he was doing as young boy until they accept him to play for whatever team he was playing. I don't follow soccer, I'm just saying as an example. Okay, and then bam, he become very popular, and he was, well, he still is very handsome. He got the sex appeal and everything like that. Okay, now all of a sudden, this is what the institution want next to them. Okay, the finished product. There's this big guy, that huge soccer player. It could be anybody else, other musician, the Beatles, whatever, you name it. Okay, all the hard work, the same blueprint. They practice. I'm talking in terms of musician now. They practice, and then they have one good hit show, and then people like it, and then they create another one. People start knowing their name, and then they win awards and and then bam, the institution want that. Okay, but all the hard work they put before that, they will make sure to prevent you, put barricade after barricade to prevent you from reaching that level, but you push through because this is what you want. But William don't know the hard work. He only see finished product. There's Harry and Meghan. The things we're not seeing, we see the glamour spot. And I'm glad Harry and Meghan are gonna show us about the polo, the back and the hard work, probably feeding those horses, keep them in shape, and then the players practicing and all of that to be able to win that tournament, the Center Valley tournament that they did down in Florida. Okay, it's not easy. They had to play, I believe it was 3 teams, and Harry's team happened to be successful and and beat the other 2. Okay, so they had to practice and do all of that. So we don't see all the hard work, the practice, and with Harry's busy multiple hats of jobs. Okay, he has to make time to get to know with his players and practice and do all this stuff. And then when we get to see the kiss, okay, that everybody can't wait to see, the kiss, and then all of that, he had to work hard for it still to win the game, to get that kiss. But the institution, they don't know about hard work. They only know the finished product. Okay, and then once you get to the finished product, they put you in their circle, and then now they tame you. Okay, they got you where they wanted, they tame you. You cannot be higher than them. I mean, this is full-blown ridiculous. Now I'm back to the tweet that tweeted that. Let me read some of the squad comments here. Thank you, James, for being a decent human being. All Meghan ever asked was fairness, something the British royal family or the tabloid never showed to Harry's wife or children then or now. Very true. That's an ad. Okay, when did they say this? That's a slightly adapted version of what he said. The write-up is at, where's it? Who's that? Elegy. Okay, I don't know. So that's the thing I think I read. Hatred. Okay, that's all he read on the top part here. I read it already. The problem is this love is very dangerous, obsessive and abusive, and what Meghan is doing is setting boundaries. You don't get to do this to me anymore. Look at the state of the country since they have left. It's voted the second miserable place on earth. That's sad. Okay, he gets it right all the time. Thank you, James. Mr. James. Okay, the royal family never want to express opinion as if generates responses from the public that they can least control. There's the part here, control as well. Mystery was their shield and a mean of survival, now exposed. They should have just leave Harry and Meghan alone. Okay, now exposed, more and more have an opinion as their behavior, if not words, are being judged. Example, 12 million pound payment. Okay, is that the Andrew thing here? For Virginia Godfrey? I don't know. So true, the Brits at some point must accept that at Meghan's is gone for good. She ain't coming back. Well said, James. Facts. James O'Brien is a founding member of the Sussex squad, standing with so many to protect and defend Harry and Meghan. Okay, I don't know anything about that. Stealing your image, please. Okay, so that's an ad. Let's go to my last one for this video. It's another video. I believe it's a thread. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm already 45 minutes. Let's pause. All right, it's a thread. Oh my God. What the hell? This is like an hour and a half now. Okay, I don't know if these were all day kind of thing or they put different videos, but let's go get to it. Okay, GMB with double standard in relation to why Harry's wife won't come to the UK. Should we give her another chance? Well, there's this person here. Should she give us another chance? Sarcasm. Okay, the gaslighting in this segment. Okay, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Let's see here.
Meanwhile, Prince Harry is coming back now. Anyway, the excitement is growing. Yes. My word.
Oh, these people are ridiculous.
The Invictus Games is good. Here we go. It's an initiative for which he deserves. I will attack them where I think they're wrong. Fundamentally, the whole system is corrupt and outdated and should be gone. What's corrupt about it? Hereditary monarchy. Where they avoid tax. Charlie didn't have to pay anything on the fortune he got from his mum.
Oh, they're starting talking about that. Okay, raise some red flag. Oh my goodness, they're starting already.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that is unacceptable. Right, we're not you can bow, you can curtsy, you can do whatever you like.
I think what's significant about Harry appearing at, because he's been a big service man, 10 years of Invictus at St Paul's Cathedral. Will any other members of the royal family attend? I think the answer is
and is he going to see his dad? Because
this is what
I don't think there are any plans in the schedule, are there?
And we're being told his father is busy that day. He's got his audience with he's got his audience with the King, with the Prime Minister on that day. He's got engagements. His father is busy. So he's staying. No rules of St Paul's. I don't think any rules. No meeting with his dad, even though his dad's retired. Definitely no meeting with William and Kate. Definitely not. Oh no, that was out of question. Does there ever be a reconciliation? Not at the moment, because that book. If you read Spare, and I have read it, it's very hurtful.
And no Meghan.
Oh, devastating.
Isn't that less? They've got 2 young kids, and I'm sure they've got a lot of help. They're going to as well, but you know, does she have to follow him around? I know she's got to the Invictus Games.
She's going to Nigeria with him. Yeah, but she's not coming here. Yeah. It's a pointy thing. I think she's done with Britain.
Yeah. Thank. Oh. They finally recognize she's done with you guys. This is a country she used to visit very often. And I believe there's one hotel she used to leave her bag there because that's how often she traveled over there. I think that was even before Harry and stuff like that. But they've ruined that for her. All right, well, let me move it back because the lady said, whose fault is that? Let's listen to that.
Going to Nigeria with her, yeah, but she's not coming here. No. It's a pointy thing. I think she's done with Britain.
Whose fault is that?
Well, it's their choice. They decided to move to America.
Well, what do you mean to me?
No, they decided they wanted to have one.
Okay, they forgot to say what William did with Simon Case and all of that?
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between. A compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
Did you leave the country because of racism?
It was a large part of it.
Family, including his father, who he says at one point wouldn't pick up his calls. As for his relationship with Prince William,
The relationship is space.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
In one, for example, they were told by the late Queen you can't. They've moved to America, that's where she's leading her life.
We weren't very welcoming, were we, Kevin?
Initially, hugely well. Initially, as a Republican, as you point out, I was worried. I thought they were so popular. I thought, no.
It turned so quickly.
It did.
And who did that? Not Harry and Meghan. They were just doing the work. It's you people who, with your racist mindset, decided to switch it up. All right, let me move it back again because
It was so popular. I thought, no.
It turned so quickly.
Do you see any scenario by which Harry and Meghan overshadow Kate and
Oh,
William?
yes, I do. I do. I mean, this is immediately was my first thought. You know, this could be a problem because Harry and Meghan are a very compelling couple. They're very charismatic and very relaxed and easy. The cameras will follow them. William and Kate there's a much more rigidity to them.
It did, and it turned in part. Remember the wedding and all security costs, and they were just lauded and garlanded everywhere they went.
okay, they cannot bring costs here because Harry and Meghan did not want that wedding. You people wanted that wedding. And then on top of it, that wedding, from what I've read, is that it raised a lot of money to the UK. The UK made a lot of money off of it. So that is a thing in the past. And then their wedding video, money that they made, they gave it to charities. Okay, so this, you guys could keep your BS. Again, I'm moving it back.
They were just lauded and garlanded everywhere they went. It began to turn when there were clear hypocrisies in being equal warriors and flying around the world on private jets. And that was a problem. And the stories did come out about some very high-handed behaviour. She won't be the first royal to do that. I mean, look, you are having people bowing to you everywhere, so you're rolling out red carpets, so I can see how you get caught up in it. But she probably also...
What the hell is he saying? Meghan did not want people to bow to her. But if she goes to an engagement, and this is how you people have been doing it, anybody who marry into the family, and then they were doing it, it's not her fault. She actually stopped one lady from bowing to her when she wore that purple dress. What the hell is he saying? Okay, they forget all the racism she received was before they left, as we're told in their interview. GMB, you to blame. You had her father on your show to embarrass and hurt her. All right, 1 minute and 58 seconds. Oh my goodness. Of all people, I can't believe this guy is the one who's saying it, because I believe there was a video that came out where he was saying, when we all see, that's a very old video, we will understand why they left. I don't have it, but I remember him talking about that. the situation between Harry and William. And then he skipped all of this? Oh my goodness.
Also being a victim of snobbery and xenophobia or racism too. I think some of the treatment about was very, very harsh. And you compare it to the treatment of Kate Middleton, and there seemed to be something going on.
I don't think it was harsh until the Oprah Winfrey interview. I think up to then, you're right to pick up those points. It was bubbling under, but it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't until they gave
some of the media, the word turned against it.
She's not very good at family, is she? She doesn't talk to her own family, and she doesn't talk to her husband's family.
Weren't they? Okay, now I see why the caption was saying that. But they were the one who went behind her back to bring the father in to talk.
Right. So that may have been one of the things that upset her. And of course, the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American Media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
It was an unfiltered interview with Thomas Markle. In retrospect, maybe we should have put a filter on him.
Exactly. We don't have a dump button, do we?
No.
No.
We need one now, I think.
Yeah.
And then Meghan was trying to tell the father not to talk to the media, and then he decided not to pick up his phone when she called. And then Jason Kunoff even asked Meghan to include that in her letter. And then you still sent someone to get the letter from the father and publish it. You guys forgot all about that? Thank God she did the lawsuit, because otherwise people will not understand what she went through. What is going on with this? So they forgot all about that. Wow.
Well, stepsisters and she's still very close to her mum. Her entire family.
Okay, because her mother wasn't there, making interviews for money. Oh my goodness. Move it back again.
It's not a relationship she has with a father you'd want. Because we're all looking from the outside, but I think you can see there's bad behaviour on both sides.
What bad behaviour from both sides? What bad behaviour Meghan did? She just wanted to marry the person she loved, and then the father went and did all this nonsense. From both sides, why they keep including her when there's something negative? My goodness.
And her Harry, and then I would say her father isn't a relationship anyone would want.
We should give her a second chance. Well, I think some people might say, should she give the UK a second chance? Should she come back?
There's a big split actually. It seems to be younger people are team Meghan, and older people are team William, Kate, Charlie, the rest. And
that's
something of a split on people of colour.
That's something. That's one thing I think he said that's true. In terms of the young people and the split, who's for whom, whatever he was saying.
One of the reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned, mute woman.
And the other thing too, what other chance? Because you would have thought during the Queen's funeral, they would have some sort of a respect, but the media went at it. The entire institution need help. Meghan cannot deal with them without them getting help, because they will look at this segment I'm watching right now. Let me pause this. Okay, this segment that I'm watching right now, you guys are leaving a lot out, so including these people. They need help themselves. You mean everything that she went through, you guys forget about it? Oh my God. Many of those issues have been documented mostly on PYTE, if some of you are new. Okay, you could go through some videos here on this channel as well.
Because people of colour will have experienced some racism and people looking at them or treating them differently that we, as white Britons don't they experience.
I think maybe the problem there is that you work in America.
I have to give him credit here, what he's saying here. I agree with him, but a lot of the things that he's saying, I disagree with him. Let me move it back to hear what he's saying now, because they were talking over each other.
Differently, that we, as white Britons, don't they experience.
I think maybe the problem there is that you work in America, got to be married into the royal family, and it didn't work out. Yeah, so I think people regarded it, and she knew when she arrived, and they made their decision.
Shall we talk about that?
Oh my God, they made their decision. Oh my God, they're really protecting William here. William went out of the way to cast them out. And then on top of it, all the abuse, unnecessary abuse that they were writing on the tabloid about her. Nobody spoke out. This is the problem that they were having. Where Harry went to the institution, asked for help. They refused. Meghan had issues. Went to the institution. They did not help. So at the end of the day, they have to protect themselves. My goodness, they're talking as if the institution have nothing to do with that. You know, they're all a baggage for God. They have to experience it in order for them to understand it. So let's go to the next one.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together. And if I may speak personally, we are all in this together. Because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.